Now, I can't possibly provide you with legal advice in this forum, and it's not offered as such. Think of it as education or attorney advertising, but not legal advice. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the law. All right, so I know you're familiar with international class at the USPTO. You've either filed for a registered trademark with the USPTO, or you've just been around long enough to hear the term. I want to tell you why that international class really doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. It serves its purpose, and its purpose is to help these organizations like the USPTO. It's an international class for a reason. Organize all of the trademarks and trademark applications that they have. So it's an organizational tool. The question that you and I are trying to answer, however, is not answered by the international class. What you and I are trying to figure out is relatedness of the goods and services. And the international class does not do that for you. Here's why. You can have goods or services in one class be very related to goods and services in another class. Just that means that, okay, we can skip the international class concept as an answer, and we have to go into the relatedness of the goods and services. So why relatedness? Because we're trying to avoid a likelihood of confusion. That's the real question. And the more related the goods and services are, the more different the trademarks have to be to avoid a likelihood of confusion. Conversely, the more different the goods and services are, the more similar the trademarks can be without generating that confusion. The classic example is Delta Faucets and Delta Airlines, right? It's the exact same trademark, but if I'm shopping for hardware for my kitchen, I'm not going to accidentally wind up at the airport because I got confused. It's not going to happen, all right? So just the international class itself, not enough. It's not going to answer the question for you. It's not going to get you to that relatedness answer. But I'll give you a carrot, right? There's something called the coordinated classes, and I'll provide a link in the comments to where you can find these coordinated classes. And what the coordinated classes do is they take your international class, pick one, and they will show you other international classes, other classes that are related, kind of inherently related, right? So they're coordinated is the term that they're using. Now this is going to help. This is helpful to us because it will guide us in our searches. Like if it's in a coordinated class, I need to be more concerned about the relatedness. If it's not, maybe a little less. That's about the extent of it. I'll give you a quick example. Maybe you're selling clothes, shirts, hats, whatever, in class 25. If you go and look up the coordinated classes, you'll find leather goods like handbags and such in class 18, or jewelry in class 14. These are going to be coordinated classes. They're related classes. Again, it still doesn't answer the question about relatedness, but it's helpful, right? So don't get hung up on the international class. Don't get hung up on the class you're in versus the class they're in, because that doesn't really answer the relatedness question. I'll give you another super fast general example, and it's restaurants. Restaurants are related to a number of other things that you might not think of off the top of your head. They are found to be related to wines, right? So vineyards and things like that. So you got to be more careful with that. I have a client who is working on their trademark applications. They're running into some issues because there's a hot sauce with a similar trademark that's causing some trouble. So the relatedness effort takes a little time, and you have to put the time into it to make sure that you've found the marks that could present a likelihood of confusion. But my point is that you can't stop at the international class. That's not how it works. This is all your intellectual property. You have more of it than you think, and we'll be back to talk again soon.